Yo, what up, guys? Special guest in the building, Diego, all suited and booted with a special beer. But
How's it going, guys?
we're headed to Craft and Growlers right now to hang out with Jacob, and he also has a special guest. So I don't know who it is. Let's go check it out and let's see what's popping. Peace. It's smart.
That's a clean.
Anyway, welcome guys to another week of Drunk in Public. I'm your host, Victor Santana, bringing people together one beer at a time. And I got my friends here today. So my special co-host today is Diego. He came as
20s bank robber.
Hey, I was trying to come up with a name.
Hey, partner. Hey, how do you see? Hey.
You gotta wear the blazer too. They don't see the blazer.
Give him the money, see?
Nobody moves, see?
Nobody moves, see?
It's a stick-up, see?
It's a stick-up, sir.
Yeah, it's a stick-up, see?
We got, of course, Jacob from Strange Brü. You saw him in our video for Brew Haha. It was a phenomenal beers, and fuck anybody else who said that. It wasn't phenomenal.
That's right.
Fuck that guy.
That guy. I like you just called that one
guy.
guy. I
That
named that one guy, but yeah, fuck that guy.
And he would not be named.
I got a little booty hurt. It's still a little sore.
Little booty juice.
Yeah.
Wow. He said juicy booty on the text message. I'm like, bro, calm down. You did not say that? Juicy.
I meant Juicy Lucy, but whatever. Yeah. Wink, wink.
Juicy Lucy booty.
Yeah,
And
Juicy
then we got
Lucy
the
booty.
mastermind of Texas L Project. I forgot your name already.
Preston.
Preston. I was gonna say Philip.
Good to meet you.
I was gonna say Philip.
That's my last name. That's my last name.
Yeah, so I wasn't wrong.
Good.
I got you
Yeah,
Philip on my phone, but your name on I got for you is Corporateamerica.
Yeah, yep, that's me.
Yeah,
IMB.
IG. So I just posted.
Face of corporate America.
Yeah, it's Corporateamerica.
IMB Corporate
Nice to
America.
meet you there. I'm gonna stick you up, see?
Ah, yes, please do, please do.
Hands up, see?
I don't know
We'll
about
do
that.
business.
After the podcast. But yeah, so when we first met at Texas L Project, I thought you were a fake account. For people who run IG or any social media, you know, you always get that fake account with weird names. Corporate America sounds like a really fake account. So I never acknowledged Corporate America followed us. I was like,
You're suspicious.
yeah, it is.
Just like me, just like me.
He's a little suspicious. If you see him at the brewery, you'll understand.
And then I actually looked up his name, and you see him in the profile. So I'm like, okay, it matches. But I'm gonna call you Philip from now on.
Hey,
That's
man.
what I remember.
Philip, Hunter, Spencer,
Yeah.
it's all good.
We get it. He gets it all.
You can call me Victor or Jacob.
I mean, I can see Victor. I don't know about Jacob. Jacob's tough.
Damn. All right. Thanks, man.
But anyway, we're here hanging out. This is your first time on the podcast.
It is. Thank you.
So I'd like to talk about you a little bit.
Sure.
So you're a brewer at Texas L Project.
Yep.
So how did that start?
So actually, I was just homebrewing. I came back home from California in late 2017, and I just went and applied. I put my application in at, a lot of breweries, and a lot of them reached out to me, but they were the first that got me. And I started bartending for 3 months, and then I washed kegs for free for 3 months, and people quit, and then I just kind of moved up.
Nice.
So
Work your way up that ladder.
Man,
yeah, slow, sure, but it worked. So
nice. That's awesome. So I know Jacob homebrews. So when Jacob does the White Rabbit, is that the homebrew competition, right? White Rabbit.
Yeah, which it's actually a really unique competition. I don't think there's any other competition like it.
No, I really like it. I wish more people would kind of adopt the concept a little bit more.
I think the concept needs a little work, but I mean, for the most part, it's super dope. Like, you got 4 rounds to enter all your beers in. So like, if you don't get that first round, that's okay. You got the next round, and then everybody goes to the finals. And the finals, I don't know if you know what the finals are. Like, what happens when somebody wins the finals?
I actually don't know.
I thought that when you win the whole thing, when you're the last one to win the final round,
I think it's like a mass production.
you get
Like a
6
30
taps.
round?
You get 6 taps, that guaranteed 6 taps, and you can distro, you can watch people distro, but if you want to sell more, you have to go out and sell more taps.
Okay.
So
okay,
I don't think there's a canning process. I'm not 100% sure. Jacob, you can watch our podcast with Jacob.
Yeah,
He didn't mention
Jacob Longoria too.
Yeah.
There's the other one.
Not this Jacob.
Not this Jacob. There's other Jacobs. in
White
this
Rapper.
world.
Jacob White Rapper podcast came out before this. Yeah. Came out before this. But no, he didn't mention can process, but I know guaranteed 6 taps for the final winner.
Okay,
You
cool.
get the brew on the big system. You learn how to brew. You get to watch the process of the kegging and stuff like that. And then you, if you want to sell more than the 6 taps, the guarantee, you have to go out with the sales rep in that region and go sell.
That's
cool.
respectable.
Yeah.
That's respectable. Like it gives you kind of an insight of how everything works.
Yeah.
And it's good for homebrewers, especially people that are super serious about it, because they can learn the process and they can actually kind of get their feet wet a little bit, which is really, really, really dope. But yeah, that's actually a really cool concept.
No, it is because my take of it, like if you're a home brewer who's like just putting your toe into it and you win that if you win that, if you're lucky enough to win that competition, you get to see the full process, and then you could evaluate if you want to go forward or not. If you're a brewer who's really serious about doing it, and if you're lucky enough to win that contest, now you have a concept of proof of concept that you can bring to get your loan and different people to invest, because we got proof of concept, this sold this, we got numbers for this, we're moving really good units. That improves. So you hit twofold. Someone who's kind of on the beginning ground, don't know if they want to move forward or not, and they're lucky enough to win, they can see the full process and then go deeper. If you're already knee deep into it, and you want to move forward and open a brewery, now you have proof of concept before you get your loan. So it does a lot of different things. You get to see the whole process. It works really, really well. Yeah. And then you also can see if your beer works well on mass production, because small batches of beer work really well. Mass production might change that.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's understandable. Yeah. But back to your story, man.
Yeah, but I was at that long runabout way. I was to ask you, since you see all these homebrewers come to Texas Ale Project, are you excited to see that? Is there anything you've seen that you're excited about, or do you want to start homebrewing again, or?
Yeah, well, I still do homebrew.
Really?
Yeah, almost every Saturday I homebrew at the brewery, but I have my little system and I'll go make 5 gallons of beer, just keg it up and have it at home.
Nice.
But yeah, I think the best part of this industry is homebrewers for sure, because they're in it for the love.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a monetary thing. It's not, you know, a recognition thing. It's all just they love beer and they want to make the best beer possible. So
What's
it's
the
great.
best part of the day, coming home to a beer you've been brewing?
Right.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm a fan of Texas, but I'm kind of tired of all these chili cook-off contests, so I'm excited about all these.
How could you get tired of chili cook-offs?
I don't like
Hey
chili.
man,
You don't like
I've
chili?
eaten a lot of chili.
Man.
Texas is a big choice.
It's a big barbecue
But
state
beer
too.
contest, homebrew contest, that sounds too.
Well, not even coming home to your own homebrew. It's just like coming home to a fresh homebrew.
Good beer.
I feel like the biggest thing with beer is like in certain styles, drink it fresh.
Yep.
Super, super fresh, and that's why I actually like brewing beer. And the bunch of styles of beer that I brew, I like to drink them fresh, and they're all fucking great fresh.
That's awesome. You do it yourself
Victor's
as
Chocolate,
opposed to.
AKA fresh, is delicious.
AKA, we're gonna work on some Victor's Tims very soon.
Ooh, Tim's?
Ooh,
Yes.
sounds sweaty.
We need something that's gonna be big and bold.
I like it. Stout.
Me and my boy, we're gonna work on
Oh,
that.
big.
soon.
Vlogging episode coming out with homebrewing.
We'll do that. It'll be coming down. It'll be coming down the pipeline.
No, I'm really excited. So for me, why I do the podcast and why I argue with anybody that I think Texas has the best beer community. That starts from, of course, the homebrewers and the consumer side of it is the big reason why I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
But just also seeing the passion on the massive production side. And overall, I always say this: there are some kind of like nitpicking rivalries against personal beefs, but it doesn't stop the overall love between multiple breweries around here. Now, there's nitpicks here and there's some backdoor arguments here and there, but overall, people work together, people help each other, people show up to other people's beer releases, people show up and give honest critique if there's a critique that they have, or just say that they liked it, and support each other, and everybody goes both back and forth both ways. So I really love the craft beer community here in DFW.
I agree completely. Yeah. No, it's, you know, there's a lot of beer drama, but it's just, like you said, it's just seeing above it, you know, realizing we're all here to help each other. It's not, like, it's friendly competition, but at the same time, we all want to succeed.
Yeah. One thing for me, a different business aspect, and me and Diego from New York City, we can attest to this, there's a lot of backstabbing in business. Mm-hmm. Now, there may be some backstabbings here I may not know about, but for overall, from what I'm seeing from the outside looking in, I haven't seen that backstabbiness. People get mad at each other, there might be some disagreements on things. There might be some like
It's more of a family kind of disagreement, you know,
Yeah,
style. You
yeah.
know?
Good way to put
You know,
it.
nobody's trying to be like the biggest money grubber guy. You know, we're all in it for the beer.
Yeah.
We may have our spats here and there, but hey, man, it's for the love of beer.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
So, but very impressed. We all did a chug, and you finished like for Jacob finished. Jacob finished a mile before everybody.
You did.
Dude, I'm telling you, like I'm like the unkept secret of chuggers. Because I don't chug beer very often, but when I used to do it in my heyday, like man, dude, 32 ounces, like big boys, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
5 seconds,
Bro,
6 seconds.
do the Juggernaut challenge.
That looks tough, dude. I'm getting older now. You know, I don't know if I can do. I don't know. If I can
Now
do
the
any
excuses
whippersnappers.
roll in.
Those are heavy beers too, man. You know, you're down to 32 of just some crisp ale, man.
Yeah,
It's just,
catch me
Yeah.
before I'm drinking. We'll do a juggernaut.
Yeah.
I can't do
nice
it now.
lager,
Yeah.
And we got some big boys in us already. I got my boy.
they're chilling.
I know they're chilling.
They're chilling.
New beer our boy made. Stellar Craft Work is his own recipe that he brewed at Celestial. It's
We
a sour
actually need to
beer.
try this.
We do need to try it. It's
try
really
this.
really good. So I'm not a big fan of sour. So it has a nice tartness to it.
That you know the crazy thing is you're not a big fan of sours, but you're also not a big fan of IPAs.
No.
So this is like fucking like
Kind of the forbidden love.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I come so I don't know if I ever had this conversation with either one of you yet. I've come to the realization that their style. I never believed that people were like, oh, there's a style that style's for you, just don't know what a part of it yet. I didn't believe it. I said it's bullshit. Like I don't like certain foods, and no matter who makes the food, I still don't like it. Like it's the fucking that spice in the food I don't like. But believe it or not, it's different for beer. Like yes, there's some a lot of the same hops, the different ratios to it, different variations of it. Maybe milkshake, the lactate in the milkshake style IPAs with the fruit cuts the bitterness in half or way to no bitterness. So I find out that I like milkshake IPAs and fruity IPAs, New England style IPAs I like. The West Coast style is hoppy, hop forward ones I really don't like.
Bitter, dry.
Yeah.
For me, anybody that tells me they don't like a certain style of beer, or they don't like beer in general, my gold standard and my gold phrase, I don't know who said it. Somebody said it on your podcast, but it's you're not drinking the right beer. I feel like
think that was
even if
Carl.
you don't like sour beer, you're
Yeah.
not drinking the right sour
sour.
beer.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Albuquerque, we went to Bow and Arrow. That barrel-aged sour, that Desert Revival, have you drunk your
I still have it.
bottle?
I have it there.
Son,
I'm waiting for a special day to open it.
dude, if you can, if he's ever there, he's got to try it.
We make it happen.
It's
I'll bring it to the brewery.
And we drink both our
Yeah,
bottles.
do it, yeah.
We drink both our bottles, and we were just like, we drink one bottle. We're like, okay, we're gonna open one bottle. Let's save the other bottle for later. Me and Adriana. And then we drink it, and we're just like, next day, like, fuck it, open the other one. Like, it's so fucking good.
No, I have it. When you said that, I was like, I'm also special keeping it. So my friend Diego
My
comes by. Sometimes he comes by and he's like, "What's a good beer?" I was like, "Not these in the bottom half of the shelf.
Yeah.
Don't grab anything down here.
Yeah.
Top shelf."
Anybody out there in YouTube land or video land, just bug Victor about that Desert Revival. Let's make him open it. He said it's a special beer. We're gonna fucking force him.
It's a special beer because you guys got excited. You guys told me like a week afterwards, and you both of you were super excited about it. So I'm like, I'm gonna hold on to that.
So fucking good. Hold on to it. Yeah, sell it. Sell it, dude.
Sell
It's so fucking
Yeah,
good.
I just
And
don't know-
it's such a little bottle.
Yeah.
But it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little like 12-ounce bottle or
It
something?
was a barrel aged for like what, like a year?
I think
year
it was
and a half.
a year and a half.
Wow. It's
Shout out to the home, not the home brewer, the head brewer over there. Ted, thank you.
Ted is the
Yeah,
Ted
he
is the
was
man.
phenomenal. He's
He was
like
so
nice.
nice. Yeah,
and
super
he's
cool.
really into beer. You could tell, like you could feel his passion when he talks.
Yeah.
And like, we had a lot of gems we didn't record because we got there early. We sat there and talked with him.
Yeah, because he was the first one there. The actual one of the owners wasn't even there yet.
No,
So
but
we
he
were
was
just
dropping a
sitting
lot
chilling
of
with him.
gems, and I was like, I wish I was recording this right now because there was so many like
I
points.
really want to reach out to him. He's on Instagram. I think
Yeah.
it's at Ted the Brewer or at
Yes.
Ted Brew or something
I think
like
it's
that.
at Ted the Brewer.
Yeah, I think it's at Ted the Brewer. So
Yeah.
I want to reach out to him and see if he has any more of those Desert Revivals.
No, you
And
should.
I can
I mean,
trade with him.
yeah.
See if there's anything I can send him because that fucking beer was bomb.
That experience that also helped me with my philosophy of like I need to try more styles I don't like.
Yeah.
So it's not like if someone doesn't like beer, okay, cool. Now, similar to wine, there's so many micro variants to the same style that there's a wine out there that you will like, but you have to actively look for it.
Right.
Now, I don't like wine, but I know there's so many variants of wine out there that there's parts of wine of reds like Cabernets that I like. Now, not all of them, majority I don't like, but there's some of them in between styles of the Cabernets that I like. You know, you don't know. You gotta go actively look for it.
Right.
So for beers, with the Albuquerque trip and me doing these beer tours with different groups and just trying to learn more, I realized that I don't like Hefeweizens. I don't like traditional IPAs. I don't like traditional Hefeweizens. I don't like traditional sours. Even though it's kind of new, you know. I don't like traditional gozes, but there's variants of those styles that I'm like, oh, okay, that's really palatable.
Yeah,
it's really nice. I could really drink that all day.
And that's what I love about craft beer is that, you could, I mean, there are so many different breweries, you know, everywhere. It's like somebody can get a wild hair, take this traditional style and kind of spin it off into something that's completely unique.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really great.
Yeah, and I think it's a perfect time for craft brewing. I know Diego's been into it a lot longer than I have. I know you guys actually make good beer.
No, I've just been drinking beer a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I love to try all different types of beer, and I've come to a point where I felt like, I was like, I don't like that type of style of beer, but you're right. I haven't tried the one that was right for me. Like, coming in, you know, we were getting to know beer together, you know, and I'm getting to know Victor as a friend, and one day he's like, I got you, my bro. I know you love beer. And he gets me an IPA, and I hate IPAs at this point in my life.
I got an IPA
like,
for both of us. We both didn't like IPAs.
We both didn't like IPAs. But you know,
What's a comfort zone,
Hey,
right?
to kind of just real quick to cut you off, I don't like some IPAs either. It just like I said, it's just you have to have those certain IPAs.
yes, and then there have been more than a dozen IPAs that
I'm
I'm just like, you know, maybe a handful that I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, this is good.
But they're, you know, it was till I found the right one, and I was staying away from it because I tried 2 or 3, and I'm just like,
No, I'm the same with you.
Yeah.
It just took me, you know, I really love the passion people have for making beer. I never say I wouldn't drink their beer, but I always try to be upfront with people. Like, I'm not a big fan of that style of beer.
And I think
know?
like that's the biggest thing that like most people need to do. They need to be honest with people who like brew their beer. Like whenever I brew home brew or anything like that, I have somebody try and I'm like, yo, be honest with me.
Yeah.
Be
Oh,
honest.
yeah.
And I'll take everybody's honesty in consideration, but sometimes I get a little butthurt, but that's okay.
But because you're working
That's
on
cool.
it.
Yeah,
you're working on
it's
it.
a
Anything
craft.
you work on it,
Like,
and you have passion for
Yeah,
it.
if somebody's
you will
like,
be hurt.
oh, I don't like it. Like if even there's that one person out of like hundreds that he's the only one that's like, I don't like it.
I like the lager. It's a really good traditional lager. Now,
like, I had
call me out on that.
I had two
No, it's
IPAs. I had 2 IPAs. The first one, I didn't like it at all. You know, there was
Yeah.
that pineapple IPA and the banana IPA was
no, that's
phenomenal.
Hefeweizen.
The Hefeweizen? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the
the
Hefeweizen was first then.
No, you got the Hefeweizen second. This is
Second.
the one you
I'm
like.
sorry.
No, you
They
got
had the
you got a
banana
milkshake
flavor.
IPA.
Oh yeah, we gotta try that. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I
you
do
didn't
that
cut
a
me
lot,
off.
and you do that a lot.
No,
too,
we
so.
just talking. So this is the
for
beautiful
sure.
thing about the podcast. And I know this is your first time here. We just sit here and talk, and then I'll condense the conversation, and it will flow.
Yeah, stop being quiet, bro.
No, but
Oh man, I have been quiet for like the longest time.
he's been quiet for the last 3, but now he's actually
But
talking.
he's been concentrating.
Yeah.
I get it. He's been concentrating.
No, what the honest thing about it is, you know, as far as like IPAs, I introduced some Celestial beers for the first time today when he came to the house. So I'm like, here's 2 Celestial beers. They're really good. Apollo 11, and I forget the second one I gave you.
They never made it to the moon.
Anyway, Apollo 11. Apollo 11. Do you not like the IPA for Apollo 11?
Was it
It was-
Kepler, Space Party?
Space Party.
Space Party. It was
It's a
good.
good one.
I didn't have much of the second one. I took that with me and shared that. And we'll just leave it
Throw
at
it out
that.
there.
I didn't just, did you say throw it away? No,
No,
never.
you threw it out there.
Yeah.
No.
I went to go see a buddy and they were interested in some beer and I was interested in some beer.
Yeah.
Some beer. I got you, dude. I'll read you on that
I'll
one.
read you on that. Everybody reads you right now. Look, actually, a commercial just came on TV about the beer to go law passed.
Yeah, well, it passed Senate, right?
Senate, yeah.
Yeah.
So we need the governor
It needs to
to.
get signed.
Yeah. And he could not sign it. I mean, it doesn't mean it.
Legs McGee.
It may most likely he's gonna get signed if it's already on his table, but he may hold off on signing it.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he passes it.
I mean, it's gonna pass. Most likely, they usually do pass, but he could be an ass and hold off for a while.
It did pass. It
No.
did pass, but he just, you mean signed. He can
Signed,
be an asshole
yeah.
and not sign it.
Yeah,
He could do that. He could pull that shit.
it's been done in the past.
Yeah, it
It's been done
has.
for different
It has.
laws, but it's
I don't think it
he
will.
could, but Diego might rob him.
Yeah.
Hey, see, you're gonna sign that. See,
Yeah.
we're just gonna take all those signatures. See.
On a different subject, let's kind of move on from that. So I've been homebrewing for about 2 years. I met Preston through Instagram. I just messaged him. I think I actually started following you, and then you started following me. I don't know. It just works like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I drink too
So
much.
honestly, like 50% of my knowledge comes from this guy right here. And
Don't even.
25% is about Google, and then the other 25% is about Imperial.
Trial and error.
Just trial and error too.
Yeah.
Maybe 10%
You gotta
Imperial,
give yourself some
15
credit,
trial
bro,
and error.
man.
But anything like
I
we
think
got
it's-
me and this guy got like mass texts, like talking about beer and things like that, and he's always like trying to give me the best advice that he can. And that's just kind of how I met this guy through that stuff. So that's
I mean,
just
man,
kinda
sometimes you
back
text
history.
me some stuff that I'm like, wow,
I don't fucking know.
I don't know, dude. Yeah, I mean, wow.
You don't know if you tried? Yeah, the one, what's that candy one you made like a year ago?
Tamarindo.
Tamarindo.
Yeah,
that was good.
that was good.
That was hella good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I still remember-
there's no other before you. I didn't see that anywhere else. There was another brewer who tried to do it, but it sucked dick.
Yeah.
Bring it back. I need to try it, man.
Oh,
That'll bring back some nostalgia
I
for
have
me,
like
man.
a bottle or two left, so I'll bring
Hell
some.
yeah.
You still got a bottle of that? Nice.
Yeah, it's sitting in the keezer right now. It's just
Reminds
kinda
me
just
of my
sitting at
time,
chill temperatures.
in Ecuador with my granddad, just shaking the tamarindo shells out of
Yeah.
the tree and then open them up.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, I didn't use whole tamarindos. I think next time I'll use like whole like pods and stuff like that. But I used the puparindo candy, so it
okay,
comes out
okay.
more sour.
Yeah.
So it was an American wheat, but it had like a real sour, limey, salty
Nice.
taste. So
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
it's so good.
it's real accessible to get just the pulp, out of the seeds. They sell
Yeah.
them almost anywhere.
yeah, and you can make it at home. I never thought about doing that until I started doing the puparindo candy. But
Yeah, try it out, man. It's like candy, bro.
You got a guy right there who'll buy it for me.
yeah, he'll buy the whole 5 gallons. just give me the
Or
ferment.
he'll
Just
rob
give
me
me
for it.
Or he'll rob me for it. Yeah,
Hey, see?
God damn it. You know, it's gonna come up every time.
Again, I'm not laughing at that.
Greg Abbott, I'm not laughing at anything.
Oh my gosh, we didn't have to name him. Now it's real.
Sorry, he who will
not be named.
He who will not be named. Anyways,
So I see everybody's glass empty besides me. Let's get some tasters and let's try this sour IPA.
Yeah, let's do it.
let's do that.
How's it feel? Does it feel still cold?
Um,
Can we trade her out with hers? Because she put hers in the fridge.
yeah, go for it. I don't know. You
Ooh,
ask
yeah.
her.
We're trying it. So this was this Pluto what? I forget the name.
Pluto placement.
Pluto placement.
That
We got a
is-
special
that
guest
is-
who popped in.
that is
He told me
interesting.
popping in. He wanted to try it, so he's here to try with us too. What is your name, sir?
I'm Nate.
Nate. Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. So sour IPA, Celestial's new beer, Georgia's beer from
Warhead.
Craftwork. I'm sorry. Cheers.
Warhead.
Cheers.
Yes.
That's
You guys already tried it?
Warhead.
What kind?
This is really awesome.
See, I like this a lot. I'm not a big fan of sours.
I'm gonna say I don't really taste. What was it? The guava, right? I don't
No,
taste the
passion
guava.
fruit covers it. The passion fruit covers the
Oh,
guava.
it's fruited, huh?
Now,
Yeah.
now let me ask you guys this: is it not supposed to be carbonated like that? Because I don't feel like it's not carbonated at all.
It's carbonated.
Sours tend to have like less head retention.
Okay, is that what it is?
I think
To
it's
the
Maybe I'm
citric.
just being dramatic.
it may be a little undercarbed, but I don't think
yeah,
out of spec.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
the carbonation's there.
I think
I think because I'm not seeing anything as I'm swirl, I'm not seeing any
Yeah.
retention.
no, those acidic beers they don't have as good head retention.
Okay.
What do you think, sir?
It's got a good zing.
Good, a good thing.
Yeah,
That's a
good
good word.
pucker.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
it.
I definitely don't recommend chugging this beer.
No,
I would chug this beer.
I
I
chug
mean, you could.
You could.
I would definitely chug.
You know, my daughter could chug this
Like
beer.
some weak sauce.
She
folks
likes
would
that
be like,
real
"Burp,"
hard
but
citrus.
yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
chug
That's
this
like a-
Nah, I'm
beer,
good.
but the sour
What do they
comes
call it,
through
the
really
Warhead
heavy with the
candies?
chug.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he said. I was like, yeah,
I
sounds
like
about
it
right.
though.
It's good.
I like it too. No, it's
No,
very
it's good.
nice.
That's why I told George I'll
gotta
buy
go pee.
2 4-packs of this.
If you like
support
a
him.
sour,
I like it. It's a good beer. It's a
but
good
you're
IPA too.
if you're caught between like I like a sour, but I like a lot of other profiles too, it's a good middle ground. Like you get the sour, but you get to experience a lot of different range of a beer.
No, it does. It's very complicated
Definitely, definitely very complex.
Nuances is the word.
Yeah.
The nuances, yeah.
He left
Absolutely.
his co-host in charge.
beer. It's glass.
yeah.
Nice.
Jacob, you really look different since the last time I saw
He lost
you.
a lot of weight.
You know what? It wasn't that. He just shaved. That's all.
Oh, that's funny.
I dig it.
Well, Andy, thank you for trying to be with us.
I'd like to see it on the board sometime.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. So, next segment, Beer to Go in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually been passed by the Texas Senate, and it's hopefully possibly going to go into law when Greg Abbott signs it in. So I feel like whenever I buy beer in the store, I don't know how it's been handled. Especially like even if it's from a brewery down the street.
Yeah.
Like I just don't know how long it's been sitting in a warehouse, when they're want temperatures, how they're taking care of it, how it's like how long it's been there, how long it's going to drive to the next location, things like that. So I feel like this Texas beer law is going to help out like a lot of breweries in their beers, because I know that, or like I feel like okay, for your brewery, like 50-foot Jackrabbit, like it doesn't get the recognition that it deserves when it's fresh.
Yeah.
When it's
oh,
fucking
good.
super fresh, when it's at the tap, when it's coming in cans and you're getting it like on site like that, it's fucking delicious. It's one of my top IPAs.
No, fair enough. 100-foot Jack that we had at during the podcast was really good too. But what I would say about that is, I'm interested about the beer law. There's two things I was interested about. How it's going to affect certain tap places like this, Craft and Growlers.
Yeah.
The only one I was super concerned about is Craft and Growlers. They're the closest to the biggest name breweries. Like Thirsty Growlers, not too close for me, but they're closer, but Tap to Cap's way close.
Yeah.
Like we're within less than 10-mile radius of all the big name breweries in South Dallas.
Yep.
So I was worried about that. And then also we want to see the margins. Like no one's gonna tell me margins. Like how long I've been talking to people behind the scenes, I don't ever ask for margins, and no one ever offers me margins because that's private information. So I don't want to know. But people worry about how much profit they can make. Now I don't think breweries gonna make a lot more money. They're gonna make some because you save on distro and you have the beer fresh there, and you can actually do growlers at your spots now. Certain breweries can do growlers. So cool, you can do it. You make money. You save some money. You make some money. Cool. But I'm interested to see how it's going to affect the culture too. Like tap places that were there before, who got the exclusive stuff, what are they going to do to evolve? Craft and Growlers is doing it. They're always staying ahead of the curve. They open their kitchen first, keeps customers in to come in here and drink. They got their
Shout out to the Juicy Lucy. That shit was
delicious. I've been talking about that for weeks.
bomb.
Juicy the seal.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what Jacob says, juicy booty.
Yeah, Juicy Booty.
Juicy booty.
Booty
I'll
juice.
claim it.
Booty juice.
Booty juice.
Booty juice.
It's booty juice on a bun. Anyways, they're staying ahead of the curve. They put a kitchen in.
And then now they're working on the plumbing so they can get they can start brewing here and make their own beers here. And then I think the long term. Now I'm not gonna put words in Robert's mouth, but I'd rather him say it, or announce it. Or if there is something he's gonna announce, I'd rather him do it. But in my opinion, I think they're gonna start doing more outside of state taps. Have some local, have some more outside state taps, and then have their own brews made here.
And I honestly, like, I didn't realize that they only had, now that you're saying it, like, I didn't realize they only had local beers. It's beers like either you can get in Texas or it's like not far from Texas.
Yeah. Louisiana,
Yeah, Louisiana, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Like just kind of.
Firewalk is probably the furthest one they got on the board right now. Yeah.
But I mean, Firestone is like a big brewery, so they can like distribute wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah, if you look at the board right now, and usually when you look at Craft and Growlers, 90% of their taps is usually local.
Yeah.
Unless it's very, like they have they worked out a deal and they're doing an event night for a brewery outside the state, then they do most of their taps, as much of the beers they're bringing in town.
Yeah.
So they work out of state too, but mostly they support 100% local. 100% local they support. But
And that may change. I mean, it may and it may not. It just really depends, man.
I think in my opinion they might change it a little bit. Look, at the end of the day, I'm just worried about them the most because they're the closest to the most breweries.
And they're the closest to my heart.
Yes, that is true.
We love you, Crafty.
Love you, Robert.
We do love Robert. We love Todd too, but like I really like Robert. Robert is like the best ambassador of craft beer. If it wasn't for Jerry, NTX beer, I would put Robert as the face of North Texas beer.
I support that. I back that.
I call Jerry the ambassador, but if Jerry was not in the picture, Robert would be the ambassador of North Texas. Like he's really
I support that.
Yeah, he's like the nicest, the most informative, and he has the patience with customers and people. Like when I come in to ask stupid questions, it doesn't make you feel stupid at all.
No, no. There's no such thing as stupid questions. Just stupid people.
Just stupid people.
Yep, it's true. And
Big facts.
This is the reason, and also another reason, just to shout out
South Park.
shout out South Park. But just to shout out Craft Garage, why they were the only tap room in North Texas to get the 7 Infinity songs from Ingenious. There's a reason. Robert made a really good connection with those people. He's really good representation of North Texas.
I hope I take kind of like. I like to think I take some kind of credit in that because like when that actually was introduced, when they were starting to do, I don't know if I do. Robert can call me out and say no, fuck you. It was just
Call
me.
him out, Robert.
I'm totally cool with that. But like when they introduced those kegs that are plastic, and so they're able to produce them and distribute them without actually having to do like a deposit.
Yeah.
Because they do like a stainless steel keg.
Yeah.
Those things are expensive, so you do a deposit so you can get it back. Now when you do a plastic keg, it's cheaper. So you're able to distribute that. So Ingenious started doing their kegging in those like plastic style kegs. Those are super dangerous in a way.
They're
because
pretty dangerous.
You don't know how much PSI they can actually
Right.
hold. So when they do the Ingenious beers, more than likely they're plastic in the back. They're in a plastic keg.
Yeah.
They're like surrounded by plastic. They've done a good job so far, and like when that started happening, Ingenious started. I told Rob, I was like, hey, I was like, hey, you guys gotta get some Ingenious beers. They're doing the plastic kegging. And he was like, no, I didn't do that. So I like to kind of keep that in my back pocket. Maybe like I kind of help influence that.
I will second that. Yeah, that's why this is an example of how much we love Robert and how much people throughout the state of Texas love Robert.
Yeah, and I appreciate Robert so much. Like,
To Robert.
I ain't got no beer.
Oh man,
You got a can right there.
cheer
Is the can empty?
oh no, it's not.
No, the other one.
Yeah, it's empty.
All right, drink that one too.
And I don't mean any disrespect to Robert to say that like I was the fucking one who did it. Like no, this like I don't really care. All I care about is they actually got it here.
No, I don't.
That's all I care.
You may have put that idea in his head to think about Ingenious, but I don't know. I'm not gonna deny that. But it just Robert is the best.
That's
There he
yeah,
is.
exactly. Sir Robert. That's all for
Sir
Robert
Robert.
to say.
No, we love Robert here. Robert's the best.
Robert's the bomb.
On that note,
Let's get behind the bar and sling some beers.
Let's talk about these guys. Let's talk about our guests.
yeah,
Not our guests. I'm sorry. My bad.
You are a guest too. We're talking about everybody here.
I don't feel like a guest.
So
So
here's-
I've been
I'm
on
not-
here so many fucking times.
I'm not a guest,
I like
I
to
just-
kind of take over in what Victor's doing because I like to give him a break sometimes. So I'll take over and be
No,
like,
honestly,
yo, what the fuck are you doing?
so on a side note to this show, Jacob is one of our most visited guests. We love Jacob a lot, and for a few people here in Texas, I'll always say I'll be there for any event for them and try to support them and anything he wants to do. So when he texts me, he's like, "Yo, you want to do a podcast?" I was supposed to be at somewhere else today, and I canceled that. And I was like, "Done." I was supposed to be at a bottle share in Ontario doing a vlogging episode,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and I canceled
appreciate
it.
that.
I canceled it. I was like, "I'm here."
Yeah. And I appreciate that. Like you're a real homie for like doing stuff like. Because I saw that later, I was like, oh fuck, that's on the same fucking day. Like this guy is like, I don't know. And I would have been okay if you had been like, hey man, can we do it next week or anything like that? And I would have been.
No, but you call.
Totally cool
you
with that.
rarely call. You be like, "Yo, what's your schedule looking like?" I'm like, what you want to do? We do a podcast
Yeah, I
now?
almost canceled on it. I
Yeah.
almost canceled on it, but I called you back. I was like, wait, never mind. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Nah, but no, like I said, Jacob, Robert, Diego, they're my homies. As well as like anybody wants to do anything. Like, Diego wanted to do a podcast. Diego called me, he's like, let's go sit and drink some of the beers at your house and do a podcast. I would do it because you're my peoples. So
I know.
Oh yeah.
yeah, of course.
And,
like,
and for me, like, I just wanted you to actually get to know Preston, like the fucking yeast wrangler over here, like the sour guy. Like
so you making sour yeast?
I do make my own lactobacillus.
So you're a very patient man.
I am. I'm a gardener. First and foremost, man, I'm a
Yeah.
gardener. So it's like, I'll make something, I'll wait.
I'm
You
a bit
know,
of a
I mean,
green thumb.
I actually have not made a sour with my lactobacillus yet, but I do make lactobacillus regularly.
That's awesome.
So,
No, that's awesome.
this dude's very humble, and a lot of the stuff he say, like anything I tell him, he's like, no. And
No, whoa, you
So
know,
you do
face with that,
the culture for your own use, or do you also like?
so if I make homebrew, I'll get auger plates and I'll put the yeast on it. So I have a yeast bank.
Yeah.
But once this rain stops, I'm gonna make some wood and collect wild yeast as well. I've done that
Do you use
before.
the cultures just for beer or for other products or for yourself? Like,
Right now, just for beer, but you're giving me ideas.
Oh, okay.
You're giving me ideas. So.
yeah, I mean, you know, you're working with bacteria, and of course, you know, beer, cheese, milk cultures.
Yeah.
You go.
So with the lactobacillus, I actually use it for a lot of stuff. I'll use it for gardening. I'll like spray it in because I have cats. I'll spray it in the cat's litter box because it will take away all that bad smell.
Yeah.
It's a really good. You can take it like as an eyedropper. You can take it as a serum. It's really good for you. So it's good for everything, really. Lactobacillus is
They eat away all that nastiness and
it's a really awesome bacteria.
And that's kind of one of the big reasons I wanted to have you on here, because you're not just the assistant brewer at TAP. You're not just the guy who kind of like runs things with Brent as running things. You're also the guy on the side project that's doing a lot of his own stuff. Like you're making a lot of your own like wild yeast, and you're just kind of working with those types of.
I love the Funky Boys, man.
Dude,
I love the Funky Boys. I love those Funky Boys.
He's the only reason like why I got into like brewing wild beers. It's a
$1,500 bike.
Preston's the only reason why I actually got into like brewing like funky beers and stuff like that. And he was the one to kind of tell me like, hey, keep anything you do funky, keep it separate from everything else. Which I do that. So I've got like one fermenter that's just for funky beers. Cool. For the wild yeast, anything like that, bugs, whatever you want to call it.
Would that cross-contaminate if you try to switch around the tanks?
Yeah, if you try
It can.
You can. So you're the only person that told me like hey, there's a way to get rid of it, but it's just kind of like a slim chance to actually do it. Like boiling it out, like doing kind of like a beach
Pasteurize. Heat.
Pasteurize it.
Just heat. Kill it. Just kill with fire, pretty much.
Kill it.
Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so he's the guy that kind of got me into like actually brewing those and kind of taking a step towards that. Even though his brewery doesn't deal with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
His brewery does nothing with wild yeast at all.
Nothing.
Salt control, and it's a scary situation.
Well, I
Going
mean,
into
you want to put like a broad product out there, so that it's got to be controlled.
but it's hard to control all that. It's wild yeast. That's
Right.
the product of it. Like
That's why he said. That's why he.
That's
doesn't-
why
they don't use it.
defer from it.
That's what
some
they do.
breweries do it, but some breweries that actually do it keep their actual productions separate.
Yeah.
Which I think Boulevard Tank 7 is a perfect example, because Tank 7, that Saison, is named Tank 7 because they have that one tank, you know? And they found that when they put that beer in that tank and give it that yeast, it had that unique flavor.
It's
So-
like a cast iron; it gets seasoned.
Exactly.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
That's where that yeast works. It's really hard to kill them. So if you use anything to brew those yeast, as far as on the cold side, hot side you can always kill that stuff. Pasteurization, anything like that.
Boil, yeah.
But on the cold side, whatever you're using as far as like yeast, as far as like fermentation tanks, hoses, stuff like that, you got to keep it separate.
There's a residue left behind.
It'll contaminate everything else. And I'm sure you already.
That's
kinda
cool.
know that.
A little
I
seasoned
understand
tank,
that.
man.
Yeah.
Just kind of get
I mean,
funky flavors.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep.
Like Collective has two separate buildings, don't they?
Yeah.
Two separate buildings. Who else?
Deep Ellum actually has a barrel
Speaking
house.
of the man. But yeah, just kind of going back into that, like most breweries that actually do that, and in breweries that don't do that, they kind of f up in a way, because now they have to brew funky beers. They have to brew wild yeast.
Jester King.
Jester King is a big one.
I like Jester King. I know it's sacrilegious for people outside.
No, but here's the
No,
reason
I
why
love
you don't
them.
like
I don't
Jester
like
King.
them.
It's sour beers. It's wild yeast beers.
I don't like Collective either, but I like.
But Collective doesn't just brew sour beers.
No, they
They also
don't.
brew other stuff.
They do.
They're
They do.
kind of known for their sour beers.
They are.
But yeah, they brew a lot of other stuff.
They should not brew any other stuff, because I don't know what they're doing. Don't know what they're doing. No disrespect. But the reason why I know, first of all, I work in a lab, so I know a little bit understanding how cultures work and stuff like that, and how to keep things sterile. But talking to Barry Tillman,
Yeah.
I learned that stuff from Barry.
Smart guy.
How very fucking deep into that shit. He's deep.
Yeah. Very, very deep.
Yeah.
He's
You
a
lose a
very
day
smart
kind of
cat,
deep. You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Definitely. You hang out with Barry Tillman trying to learn about yeast, you might lose a whole day and a half. Barry's awesome. But no, it's interesting. But I didn't know you homebrewed still, so that's interesting to hear you say that. So that's always
Yeah.
interesting. And Jacob for a long time was trying to get me to hang out with you and do a podcast. And you were on the list to do it. Here's the thing about me. First of all, I'm lazy.
Hey man, me dose, brother. Me dose.
I want to say that's a bullshit because I hear stories about you like when we did the podcast there. Only thing people that say is this motherfucker works all day without taking a break and he doesn't get tired.
I get tired. But I also get paid. You know what I mean? I get tired, but I get paid, so
it helps.
Keeps you going. It helps. But when you do something you love, it's a little easier to do it a little bit longer, you know?
Yeah. It is. Especially that the end of the 14-hour day, you're drinking a beer and you're like,
yep.
Yeah. This is okay. You know?
For sure.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh man, that's awesome. But also, the funny thing about it, when I went to named Jacob Whitetail, his last name is not Whitetail. He just runs the Whitetail competition.
Yeah.
White Rabbit. White Rabbit. I keep calling
I'm gonna start calling him Whitetail. Hey, Whitetail.
You should start doing that because I'm giving him shit about it because my friend from the same neighborhood he's from, like the same area, from the valley, he started coming out with this Mexican accent. And I was like, bro, get out of here with that.
Jacob did?
Yeah.
Jacob?
He was like, hey, man. Yeah. He was going out with a Mexican accent.
All right, Longoria.
Yeah.
Longoria.
He started speaking Spanish and doing that slang and stuff like that. He honestly, his first language is Spanish. It's not like saying he was being, and he's also Hispanic.
Yeah.
Like, but he doesn't normally talk like that. So when I first
Yeah.
met him, he didn't talk like that. And then we did the podcast and we talked about that. As we started drinking deeper into the podcast, did a few more chugs, and then he found out my friend was from the valley. Dang, he started coming out with that accent. I was like,
Who's the other guy that like brews with him? What's the other dude's name?
oh boy, God.
What's the homeboy's name?
Jacob?
Jacob's homeboy's name. The one that brews with him, that double LB.
He's, you go to Brouhaha,
Shit, I
you
don't
watch
know.
that
Anyways, that dude's
video.
cool as fuck. Because every time he comes in and he sees me and Adriana, he's like, "Oh, let's close down shop. There's #1 brewers right here. Like they're gonna win it. They're gonna win it."
No, he's
Every
awesome.
time-
I don't know who
I feel
he
like
is.
he's jinxing us. He's doing it on purpose. Because every time he said it after that, we haven't won anything.
But homebrew is tough.
I'm watching you, bro.
Homebrew is tough, man.
He's watching.
Fucking
He's
watching.
watching.
Well, my people, the other brewery I like besides you guys, because I always support you guys. I always try to talk about you guys. But my friends, with I forget the name. Starts with a P. Their brewery starts with a P.
Perpetual.
Perpetual.
Oh, there you go.
Perpetual Brewing.
Thank you, sir.
They make awesome beer all the time. They don't win as much anymore either. Ever since I've been talking about it, I might be the jinx. Because I've been talking
Maybe
about.
we're just getting lazy. Maybe me and because I saw Perpetual at the brew hall, and I talked to
I can't remember his name either.
God damn, I'm sorry, Perpetual Brewing. You guys are bombing.
No, they came up with the tangerine cream ale.
Yeah, I had
that
it.
was delicious.
Fucking
That
delicious.
was the tits. I was
very
I'm
good.
surprised they didn't even place.
Yeah.
That was probably my
See,
second favorite.
but those types of beers that have like a lot of adjuncts and stuff like that normally don't place this well, unless it's a specialty beer.
What was that?
Yeah.
Adjuncts?
Oh,
It's just like an additive besides the actual
You said
base and whatever
adjuncts
you're
and
adding to
then-
the
Yeah,
beer.
adjuncts are defined as anything except for malt or hops.
Gotcha.
But why don't they win? Because that tastes like I was super happy about that. Like
I want to do that too.
I promised Adriana that you guys have my coin, so I'll give you guys my coin.
Yeah.
But if I didn't promise that to Adriana for the wheat beer, I would have given it to them for that.
For the tangerine.
The tangerine creamsicle.
Yeah, for sure. For
Like,
sure.
it's the-
It just depends, man.
I mean, you're gonna have.
You never
you're
know
gonna
who's
have-
going to be judging. You never know what their palate's going to
If you're gonna have
So
contests,
I don't ever take it. I
there
don't ever
should
take
be a
it like.
layout.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I don't ever take it personal for people who do like contests like that. Yeah, throw some in there. No, fill me up halfway. I'm not scared, dude.
I didn't want to mix it.
I'm scared, but fill me up
That's
too.
it. That's it.
I mixed mine. I've been mixing beers and Red Bull and stuff like that.
Nice.
I've
What
been-
you need to do is you need to shotgun a Red Bull and a beer at the same time.
Do it. I trust me, I drink enough Red Bull, I can do it.
Party foul. Party foul. I'm gonna get some napkins.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, so I'm interested since you guys two different perspectives, a smaller homebrew perspective. You still homebrew yourself and make your own yeast, and a big production. What are some of the things you if either one of you meet someone who's want to get to craft beer, what's their first advice you guys would give them?
that just wants to get into craft beer.
Drinking beer, they want to get deeper into it, or vice versa. Like
Drinking beer, I'd say be honest. You know, if you taste a beer, just be honest with yourself. I mean, I had actually our cellarman, Armando at the Texas Ale Project, one day he tasted a beer and he said, "This tastes like cotton candy dipped in hot dog water." And that to me, it hit me because it was like, wow, that's really what he tastes. So, you know, you've got to be honest because as a home brewer, as a brewer, if you're not honest, you won't get anywhere. You have to be honest. To further yourself, you have to be honest.
that makes sense.
And I'll kind of add on to what Preston's saying. Be honest and ask questions.
Wait. That wallet though.
Yeah, boy. Sorry. We had a moment.
Wait a moment.
But yeah, no, like, okay, so adding on to what Preston says, like, be honest, but ask questions. Like, ask questions about things. Don't be afraid to ask questions about what you're drinking or what you're, like, expecting in beer or what you like.
Right.
Like, be honest. Like, when we were at the homebrew competition, like, every time we would sell, like, the last two we went to, we sold out of beer. We were done. We were done before anybody else was. And they would always ask us, like, whoa, you're done? Like, what's going on? Because we would go visit other home brewers, and they'd be like, oh, you're done? Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you done? One, we don't bring a lot of beer. Two, we always ask people when they come, like, what do you prefer? Yeah. What do you prefer? What's your style of beer you prefer? And if they say Bud Light, I'm going towards lagers, I'm going towards pilsners, I'm going to Kolsch's, things that they're going to actually drink. So that's like my biggest thing. Like, ask questions and kind of give, like, don't be afraid to tell people what you like, you know?
Right.
Like
Because it's very scientific.
Yeah.
Like beer it's all science, you know? And in science there's no room for ego. You have to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're right or you're wrong, you have to be honest. And that's the baseline of science.
There's really no right or wrong. It comes out of taste and preference.
Right.
You know, and if you're brewing, you know, most of the time you're brewing for your own taste and preference, but if you're brewing for a crowd, you gotta expect, you know, some people may not like the beer.
And they won't.
And they
Guaranteed
won't.
they won't.
You know?
Some of them,
And
they
it's
won't.
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's okay if you get butt hurt. Just be butt hurt
indoors.
Don't be butt hurt outdoors.
Don't worry, I've been upset a few times about comments about the podcast.
And it happens, man. It happens.
But it happens.
But you
That's
take
right.
that and you grow from it.
Yeah, honestly,
That's the
1,000%.
best part.
1,000%. You gotta learn and grow.
The
As far as
only
that-
part of actually succeeding is failure. That's the only part about succeeding. You're not going to succeed without failure.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah.
anything
Right.
you do or anything that, like, you want to do, if you don't have any failure within that, you're not going
You're
to
not
succeed.
really succeeding or learning,
Right.
really.
You have to be ready to fail. Because that is
Exactly.
No, not cutting me off. It's perfect. You were saying something deep. He's trying to invoke his inner Gary V. His inner Gary V.
the inner Gary Vaynerchuk. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
That's real.
I also think I want to see what even you, Diego. There's a lot of beer trends like the hazies, of course, taking over the world, but there's also, you know, you got the pastry stouts. Is there anything you want to see change in the craft beer, or any style, like any prediction of the next big trend?
I'm going to agree with him. I know what he's going to say. I know exactly
I
what
am
he's going to say.
such a traditionalist. I mean, I can appreciate a pastry stout. You know, I really love the New England IPAs. I love that whole just super drinkable but bitter essence of it. But me, if I have my choice, it's always a Pilsner. You know,
I've been getting pilsners
Actually,
lately.
okay, my
I've been
bad.
getting pilsners.
dude,
I wasn't
it's-
going to say what he was going to say.
You know, I agree with you on that. I
There's
take
no
that.
right or wrong.
I'll take that. You
Left
know,
on that.
No,
I've been drinking a lot of
I do
pilsners
agree
lately.
with that,
yeah.
I've been drinking a lot of pilsners lately. So I'm always appreciative Big Boy stouts. That's my favorite style. Barrel aged stouts, even smoky stouts. I try to drink all of the stouts. I just like stouts. I like Big Boy stouts. But lately, I realized when I'm out at events or I'm out doing something, I'm always going to gravitate to a pilsner, especially a pilsner I know that I love.
Yeah, and do you feel like when you actually go out to these things like that, do you kind of take the weather in perspective to that? Like, if it's super hot, you're gonna drink the big boy stouts, but you want something crisp, light, that's actually gonna kind of cut through that.
I should take the weather into account, but I don't because my outfit's always heavy. I got a heavy ass outfit.
You wear Timbs and jeans, and you fucking like stouts by the side pool.
Yeah.
You're at the pool side. I'm sorry.
man.
But
That's a big boy right
Yeah,
there.
I fuck up all the time. No, so for me, when I say I like I never thought I'd be like, I'm gonna go for Pilsners first or stick with Pilsners for the whole day. Not because I don't like Pilsners. I love Pilsners. I really love Pilsners. But I always like the fruitier stuff, the sweeter stuff. That's why I gravitate. But when I'm recording and I'm out at an event and I know I'm gonna be there for at least 10 hours, starting at 10% beer and trying to finish the day is not a good
It's
choice.
impossible. It's impossible.
I've done it before. It's not look good. It's
You're a
not
bigger
like
man than me.
I've done it, failed many of times. I have scrapped many of long episodes because shit went downhill. I'm holding it like this, pointing up on myself, can't get it, slurring like it's bad. So
Sure. I feel like the beers that you like those big like stouts, not even pastry stouts, but just big stouts are kind of beers that like you can enjoy when you're not working. When you're not, you don't have to worry about anything about the rest of the day. Like, you can enjoy those beers and be comfortable because you're not having to do stuff. Yeah. But I feel like in your position, because you're having to do like podcasts and stuff like that, I think you need to kind of take it easy on those beers, and those are kind of beers you save for the end of the night once you're done with work.
Nightcap.
And I can appreciate pilsners. I can appreciate lagers, like those lighter beers.
what would be your choice?
I thought he was gonna say saisons,
Oh, well.
Saison's
but I know he's a yeast wrangler.
Yeah, I retract my previous statement. He's right. Saisons.
I think-
Saisons.
I kind of had me at pilsners, but I think saisons are just
man.
like
We say Pilsners on this side of town.
Look, I like spirits to tag along with
you're
my
not having
beers.
the right. If you don't like saisons, you're not having the right saison.
I'm waiting for
Right.
the right saison to come up. I realize that.
I'm
with
brewing
my
one
IPA.
tomorrow. I'll holler at you in 2 weeks.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I like to brew. I like to drink my beer with spirits on to kind of follow them up. You know, I like a whiskey. You know, with my amber beers. I like a Scotch whiskey blend for my stouts. I like rum for my pilsners.
Yeah?
So that's usually how I drink my beers. Usually with some spirits.
Paired with a spirit? Yeah?
Spirit, yeah.
Very cool.
I don't know, what would saison pair with?
I would say gin.
Hey.
I would
With
say
that,
gin.
Yeah, dry. Some
Yeah,
Tanqueray.
dry, a little
Yeah.
floral. Yeah. Yeah. But no, Jacob is absolutely right. I mean, I said Pilsners, but yeah, Saisons. I mean,
There's nothing wrong with going lighter. I mean, I wonder if that would be the next trend. I hope it would be. For the reason, like, when I started doing the podcast, I was always like, big boy drinks, big boy styles, I can handle it. But it doesn't lead to a good night for myself.
yeah.
You can handle it, but it's not going to be.
Doesn't
It's not
equate.
gonna, yeah, you're not. It's not going to handle you the next morning.
No.
But it's going to handle you.
It's gonna fuck me up the next morning. But it doesn't lead to a really engaged conversation. So, as being, of course, like everybody's on the big critics, right? So when I realize when I drink the bigger stuff, it's not like I don't have a good time hanging out and talking to people. And people reciprocate. They say they have a good time hanging out. But as far as media to showcase why I love the craft beer community, me getting drunk on the show does not gravitate to me showcasing why I fell in love with the community. Because we end up talking, and me naturally, if you're not as aggressive as I am, I'm gonna overtalk you. And if you're most people in Texas, they just listen for a while and then they try to chime in when they can.
Yep.
But if I'm drunk, like I'm starting at 12% stouts, 10% stouts, like you end up just listening. You just hear me talking the same stories over and over again.
That sucks. There's a little, downfall to being the guy that takes down everything about the beers, and you gotta drink a little less beer to be coherent to take down everybody else's experience. You're here to set a path for us, drink heavier drinkers, and you making that sacrifice, man. I feel it right here, bro.
We're right behind you to pick up the pieces so we can be better.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a lot of big boy stouts at the house. You guys can have it. No, that's interesting. I really wonder what would be the next big pop for craft beer. Like, I think New England's not going anywhere.
I know. Well, New England's it's not going anywhere more than it is. Like, it's gonna stay where it's at because it's actually part of the like brew association. Like that, it's an actual style now. You were saying brewsicles, like ice cream, like slushy style beers. I think that's gonna die out quick.
No, I'm against them.
No, I'm just saying you were like thinking like that's.
I don't know. I
people
like
were
the
talking about
slushy
like that's gonna be
pilsner.
the next big thing, but
Yeah.
you were like, no, that's not.
No, yeah,
You don't like them, and they're not. I agree with you.
I don't like them, and also they're too expensive to make. I don't think brewers are gonna stick to it.
Honestly, I think if for some reason now it's not getting a lot of recognition, but wild beers, wild yeast and stuff like that.
It depends who makes it. The guy from we talking about Todd,
Yeah.
from
It was that New
Albuquerque.
Mexico, yeah.
Bow and arrow.
Bow and Arrow out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. His passion for wild yeast and their plan for what they're doing for it, they're making a whole story behind it. I'm really intrigued by that. So if you're gonna make wild yeast and you're gonna experiment, but you have a goal in mind, I'm wondering if brewers will start picking that up. It'd be interesting. It would be interesting. I think I fell in love with their wild yeast because they have a unique story behind it and a reason why they're doing it for the culture that they're from.
Not only that, they like barrel age all their stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you like. You like that smokiness, like that roastiness, things like that, without actually having to do with any of the grain and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. That is interesting. Any style that pops next, I'd be interested to see what it is. I hope it's more just to try to like trick consumers to come in and buy. I will hope it's something people are unique, a style that people are interested in. Maybe even a story behind it. I'm more behind the story, you know.
You know what I think the next big thing is in beer? In craft beer, I think it's low-calorie options. Because it seems like
It's hard.
it's very hard. Oh, trust me, it's very hard. But it seems lately that people are really looking for those low-calorie, keto-friendly sort of.
Legal Drug make a gluten-free beer.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But you're talking more like the spritzers, like the claw.
Yeah, the White Claw kind of, but even like Lagunitas just came out with it's 100 calories per can, and it's an IPA.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much a Michelob Ultra.
It's hard. I mean, but you want to be healthy and things like that. I'm
wait.
sorry, don't drink a beer.
Yeah, true. But here's the thing about alcohol. Believe it or not, alcohol plays a bigger factor in how your body processes it and calorie intake. So,
I believe it.
so as far as like, if you're gonna do a low calorie diet, it's not gonna help if you drink. Even if you drink liquor. Well, what happens with that, your body will process the liquor, and like every bacteria, they don't work 24/7.
Right.
Your bacteria in your gut work for a shelf life. So whenever those bacteria die off, they have children, and you gotta wait for them to come up. That's every day. It's an everyday process. But the calorie, the carbs you have, what little carbs you have, goes stored into sugar from whatever yeast is growing or bacteria growing in your gut. So it's a process. So alcohol is not good if you're gonna do low calorie. Keto maybe, because you're eating off the fats in your own system. There's little to no carbs in the keto diet.
Right.
But it's still not healthy for you. The more alcohol content in your diet, if you don't drink, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I think that I think like the low carb, like low beers and stuff like that, it's gonna hit like a peak and it's gonna die out. Like you
I
see
hope
that,
so.
You see that with a lot of beers, like Brett. Nobody sees Brett IPAs anywhere.
Right.
But this is not a style, bro.
It's not, but like neither was New England until a couple years ago. So it just really depends. But like people were hyping up the Brett IPAs and like
People tried.
They really did.
They did.
And they're good
They did
beers,
try.
but I don't think it's like a hit. Honestly, I think the way that things are going to go, it's going to be like slushy, like style beers. And then I think like wild beers are going to be underneath that. And so once those slushy beers die out, wild's going to come out of that. Barrel aged, stuff like that. So that's just my take. We'll see in the future.
I'll
We'll
see that.
We will.
I mean,
It'll be
like,
interesting.
I could totally slushify this guy right here. That was great.
Jerry
refreshing.
has the best quote ever. He's like, I could take a beer I really love, put it in the freezer, let it freeze there for like an hour and a half, shake it up, and make it his own slushy.
Yeah.
Smart. Like, I'm
Smart.
mad.
Yeah, that guy's onto something
Yeah,
right there,
like-
man. Like shit.
Hashtag everyone loves Jerry.
Hashtag. On that note, hashtag. Everybody loves Jerry. First and foremost, Preston, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Hey,
we'll
thank
do
you.
another one at Texas Hill Project. Just
Sounds
hang out with
good.
you. Oh,
Sounds
maybe
good.
at your location you want to hang out so we can try some of your beers.
Yeah, I'll have to brew some up, but I'm down.
Yeah, we have
Sounds
2
like
weeks. You said you got one ready in 2 weeks.
Hey, I'm brewing tomorrow, so that's a
do
plan.
it.
That's a plan.
Jacob, thank you so much. We're about to still drink But I'm going anywhere. Diego, I love you, brother.
What day is it?
What day is it? Thank you for letting me yell at you for many, many weeks. That note, guys, I appreciate everybody for listening and watching.
Peace.
Don't drink and drive, take a lift. Peace, man.